Alright, this computer I've got here it's been the best computer I've ever owned, but it's probably 5 or 6 years old now. I think they call it XPS 27 Dell. It's an all-in-one computer. Anyway, it's gotten to where when I move the screen around when it's standing up, it'll literally lock up. And I don't mean it like shuts down or anything. I mean it just freezes to where you can't do anything. The cursor don't move or nothing. You have to shut it down. So I think the last time I had to take it apart and pull the memory out, and I think I had some more memory in here that I took out. I had upgraded the memory on it a long time ago, and I don't remember which memory that was, but at that time I decided the memory was bad, but I don't know if that's true. It may be a connection in the board. Anyway, I just mainly want to show if anyone ever is maybe afraid of these. These are real simple to work on. Probably easier than desktop. I've worked on a lot of desktop of my own over the years. This is in case you have one of these, I've forgotten the details and the specs on this, but it's a really high-end. This was like a $2,300 computer when I got it several years ago. The service tag is GNCC-TX1. I believe it's in the XPS 27 family. So just take these two screws loose right here and you can slide this cover off, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I've done this, but I think that's right. There we go. So then you can get to everything in here pretty much. And I've had the hard drive, I've had everything out here before. Everything's laid out pretty nice. Let me move this, and you want to take a look. I don't know how well I can see in this halfway dark corner over here, but it's just kind of how everything's laid out. I'll have to remember where the memory is in this. And I think all I'm going to do this time is pull the memory, check some connections and that kind of thing, and then put it back. I've got a blanket under this screen here because I'm just laying it down on its screen. I don't want to damage anything, so let's see. Yeah, that says RAM right here. Not sure how well you see these, but so it's pointing right there. So it looks like we just need to take this screw out. So anytime I remove any screws from any of this, I make sure I know exactly which spot that screw went, because sometimes they are different. Yeah, there's the memory. And if I had a little can of air, it would be a good time to blow things off, but I did take this out and gently blow everything off and clean it up probably about a year ago now. I don't know, but anyway, I know some people are gung-ho about static and all that. I've never had any issues there, but yeah, you should be able to, you should ground yourself somehow to something if you mess with electronics. But and here's the memory. Forgot the amount of memory that's in this. I think it's 64 or something, but maybe if I just remove the memory and put it back, it'll kind of reset the system and or fix a connection. Sometimes you don't know what you've done to fix something. You just pretty much take it apart and put it back, and things work sometimes if you're lucky. So that's what I'm planning on doing here. I've got a new hard drive for this that I bought last time. I thought it was going to need it, but my whole life is on this computer. I really don't want to lose anything. All my business software, or my hobby / business software, is in here. My editing software, this is the computer I use because it's a pretty powerful computer, and I would like to buy a new one, but if I do, it's going to be a very expensive computer that's really powerful for doing CAD and CAM and editing and that kind of thing, and I'm probably going to end up with a $3,000 computer or something. So I'm not ready to spend that kind of money right now. I've spent so much on equipment and things over the last few years. I'm playing catch up a little bit. I'm still about, I think I'm still $7,500 deep in equipment and tooling in my shop. So in the next year or two, I'll get that taken care of, and we may upgrade some more equipment and stuff. Okay, so that's done, and that's really mainly, I just want to say, don't be scared to take this off and just find the manual online. It's pretty easy, and it shows how everything is laid out, and you have extra USBs and HDMI ports and things in the back of this. There's fans. It has a liquid cooler, I think, in here. This is a really high-end computer, at least at the time, which was probably around 2015 or so, if I was guessing, when this was built. And it has a quad core, I forget the right offhand what you call that Pentium processor. Anyway, get into any crazy stuff here. I'm not an expert on this. I've worked on plenty of stuff like this of my own over the years. And I have friends that I can call and help me through some of this stuff if I need to. But yeah, for about 30 years or so I've worked on computers. It's not that new to me or anything, but well, anyway, I'm gonna put the cover back on it here, and that's really just how simple it is. Most everything on here can be replaced. You know, it's not like I have to throw this away if it quits working. I don't trust others to work on my stuff too much, because they're most computer people, believe it or not, even if you think they're good, will tell you the hard drive has failed, and maybe it has and maybe it hasn't. But normally what they do, instead of fixing software issues, they go and reinstall a new hard drive and Windows and things like that. And of course they fixed the problem because everything is fresh and new at that point, but that wasn't necessarily what was wrong with it. I've seen that, but sometimes, I mean, it would take more time to figure that out than it's probably worth. Now I set my screwdriver. Oh, here we go. So there's just the two screws there at the bottom of that, and we'll just kind of snug them back in. Back up in case you can't see everything that I'm doing here. There's just the two screws that hold that back panel on. And again, this is an all-in-one computer, meaning that you don't have an extra like a tower or another console. That is, this is a desktop computer, but it's all-in-one, and I really like that because it takes less space. It took me a little while to get to where I thought I would like this, but I kind of watched other people mess with some of them and come to realize it's actually laid out pretty nice. So that's it. Let's set this back up and let's just see if it'll work. I mean, if this don't do it, I'm gonna have to get a little deeper into this, because like I said, this is really not backed up very well. I'm not big on backing up computers. I don't know why. I've never really got into that. So this has lots and lots of family pictures, and a lot of this is backed up with OneDrive. I use OneDrive for my networking and my kind of backing up important stuff that I can access from other computers. But it just has the power cord back here, and that's really all that's hooked up to this. That's what's nice. You don't have a lot of wiring or anything, because you know, everything is included right here. So let's just fire it up. It has the, keep thinking I need to wipe that screen down, but I haven't done it. So let's turn it on and see if it's going to work. And yeah, this is just a quick short video of what I'm doing today. I am working on a video. In fact, while that's booting up, let me show you around a minute. I'm in here in the man cave as usual. I got this done that I was working on. I haven't released this video yet, I don't think, but it's painted. It's a 2-layer sign that I made that has a white background in it. I bolted this together. I just cut up some pieces of tubing to keep from scratching this paint. And I put 6 bolts to hold the 2 layers together, and I'm going to go out there and hang this up with these U-bolts on a pipe fence. 6 of these, and then I'm probably going to cut these off and paint the ends back red. And hopefully this afternoon, it was like 40-mile-an-hour winds or more, 40 to 50-mile-an-hour wind yesterday. I couldn't get out and do that. Today I think the wind's supposed to be 10 or 15. Maybe we can get out there and do it this afternoon. And I hope to put all that video footage together, both for the customer that might want to see this, and for any of you that follow any of my plasma or just normal shop stuff. This has been a long project to figure out exactly what she wanted and all that, and how I was going to hang that. I don't think she really needed me to hang the sign, but I thought, you know, I would have the holes in the right place to make them hang it easily, and if I do that, I'm the one that knows how it goes, so I might as well just go hang it on the fence. It shouldn't take 15 minutes to, you know, go put that on the fence maybe. So anyway, let's see if the computer's booted back up and if it's going to work. I really like this computer. I don't want to see it go down. So it has its own Bluetooth mouse that came with it, so you just turn the mouse on. Usually just click on the screen, and then I don't know where I set the keyboard. Here it is. Keyboard's always so wireless, so it works well. So just put in a pin and see if it's going to boot up. I know this is probably boring to most people that do shop stuff. This is just another thing I do in my shop. So looks like it's booting up, but a lot of times, yeah, it's still going to need to read and kind of have things going. You know, it's still kind of thinking and trying to get set. You know, we just pulled the memory out, so I'm sure there's a lot of configuration stuff it has to kind of relearn there. And again, I'm not an expert on computers by no means. Just showing you some simple things. If you happen to have a computer that has some weird problems that you can't figure out, maybe just pull the memory out and unplug it and check connections on the motherboard and stuff like that. You know, I've done all kinds of spamware and all kinds of virus scans. I've never found any issues like that in this computer. And yeah, I know the desktop's really crowded, but I'm telling you, I use this computer every day, all the time, for tons of stuff in my shop mostly, and of course I pay all my bills online here too. But so my editing software I use is Director, Power Director, like Adam Booth, and I think even Keith Fenner uses that. It's pretty common. It's not. I'm not very good at editing videos. This is the software. That's why I hate to lose this. This is where I edit my things I cut on my plasma machine and stuff like that. I mean, this is kind of what I do. I don't want to bore you with this. I'm just checking the computer out to make sure it's working. It looks like it's working pretty good. I'm hoping, but sometimes it'll just use it and all of a sudden the cursor just stops. And you can push the screen, you can push anything and nothing happens. It's just frozen. The cursor freezes and there's no warnings, there's no messages, there's no nothing. It just froze. So, you know, hopefully that will fix my problem. And you know, it's saying it shut down, and it's just that was a Keith Fenner video I was watching last night. He went to Rumble. In case you haven't noticed, he's making his videos on Rumble now, so you may want to go over to Rumble. And I think his last video on YouTube, he said that was probably his last YouTube video, and he's going to be over here at Rumble. So you need to come over here and subscribe. He's already got 2,200 subscribers on his channel over here. And also, I believe, let's see who else is over here. Randy Richards is over here. And there's probably some others I don't know about just yet. I think Uchel, he'll probably be over here. But anyway, I'm not going to bore you with all this foolishness, but it looks like it's working now. I just wanted to show you. If you have any computers similar to this, go in and just don't be scared of it. It's pretty simple. And you can probably go online and find plenty of videos about that, and people that know a lot more than I do. So anyway, appreciate you watching this short little clip. This is just kind of an intermediate update of what I'm doing here. I'll probably be finishing that sign like I said over here. We've got a skunk in the trap outside. I hate to even walk out that door. We caught a skunk last night that's been going under the house, and I don't know, I think we're going to try to move him somehow today and exterminate him somehow, but I don't know if this is too bright for you. But see the skunk over there in the cage? Anyway, I don't want to get too close to him. I was probably 15 foot from him. That's pretty scary. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.